Exciting, hopefully valuable LinkedIn Live. Thank you so much for joining. Today's topic, turning connections into valuable collaborations. Today, so many people spend so much time acquiring new connections, you know, spending time in a lot of superficial conversations and interactions instead of really having a strategy where starting from the beginning on who you connect with, then how can you move that relationship up into collaborating with them and doing so in the most time and cost efficient manner. And that's key. Time is your biggest investment on LinkedIn. You should guard it with the value it really does have. Now, what's the key to turning these connections into valuable collaborations? Well, basically, it's all about uh, being selective in the beginning and then being able to, nurture that relationship in a way that makes sense every step of the way. And the key is to bring lots of visible value to the table early so someone sees opportunity. And the way to do that is to support people first if you want their support. Get in front of them, gain top of mind awareness. Those are so important in being able to build trust and confidence and likability. And the key then is to have your proper intention and goal in mind. So why are you doing this? And what do you hope to achieve from it? You got to write this stuff down. I heard on an Audible this week that a written plan has 5 times the success rate as an unwritten plan. And when you see it, it becomes more real. But more importantly, you might be seeing it for the first time. And that gives you an opportunity to kind of check yourself. Is this too ambitious, too not enough ambition? And then it doesn't matter what it is, that's the beginning. When people used to come to work and maybe start at the early positions, they would say, I hate starting at the bottom. And I'd always say, well, you're only at the bottom as long as you want to be. The same thing on LinkedIn. Start where you are with what you got, who you are. Make sure you understand the most realistic vision of yourself and your expectations, and then build from there. And then you've got something to measure against. And a year later, like everybody's doing goals right now, you can see where you started and give yourself credit, because sometimes you don't give yourself enough credit for what you've done, what you've acquired, and now what you might have a chance to leverage into valuable collaborations, which is hopefully one of the goals. So the getting to the why, once you determine that, and there's a saying, when your why's big enough, you'll figure out the how to. You need to understand what would someone else's why be for collaborating with you. It's a two-way street. So if you don't bring more value, visible value, actionable value, then your conversion rate's gonna be affected, and you have a tendency to believe it was your content, it was LinkedIn, whatever it is. Having the steps in the right order, doing them in the right way, is gives you a tremendous competitive advantage. Dennis is with us right now. Thank you so much, Dennis. Write it down. Sounds right. Yeah, anything on paper has power over everything that you just kind of store in your mind, because it's, again, without going through it again, it's a place to begin. It's a place to measure from, and you can't manage what you don't measure. The who is so important, and that's where it begins. Who do you choose to connect with? And the key word is choose, because you should be the one doing the choosing. Whatever is going to come to you is going to come to you in its own way. You choose based on what you want, who you want, why you want it, and what you're willing to do to continue to sustain and build it. So, and a qualifying thought is I wouldn't connect with anybody I wouldn't be happy to have a conversation soon after with. And, that kind of limits it right there, because there's a lot of people who aren't in your, wheelhouse for many reasons, and they'll just take up more time and produce less benefit over time. And you only have limited time. So you really have to guard it and apply it where it can get the most benefit mutually. Beyond relevancy is having something that can make you better for the experience. Have a situation where you're making connections to turn into valuable collaborations based on getting to know each other, using the time to qualify. Most people want to just jump right in, assume, whatever they assume. And the question is why? If it's good, what's a few more, whatever, days, months? And another thing is everything is done on everybody else's time frame. Not everybody's in the right position. Not everybody's whatever. And that should be something that you learn with working and talking with somebody, because, you may find that what you thought early on doesn't turn out to be what it turns out to be. And this gave everybody an opportunity not to get involved in something and stay wherever their relationship is comfortable. So, when you look at connections, you can almost see that a lot of them are irrelevant. Some of them are relevant, but not very operational. And some are interactive, but not in the same level of urgency or interest or commitment. And that's what you do, is you kind of squeeze down. And what comes through is the best of the best. And it doesn't have to be a lot. 5 people is a lot if you get started. I tag 120 people a day, but it took me 3 years to get to that point. And everything I do is with people I've already talked to now. And that attracts other people. So getting into the connections, into valuable collaborations, you've got to find a way to continue to bring more value over longer periods of time to more people. And the best way to do that is through a LinkedIn Live, because, this show will get 150 to 200 viewers on a 12 to 15 minute topic that's so valuable against 830 million people on LinkedIn. The numbers are fabulous if you can leverage them. And that's one of the key words to connections and to valuable collaborations is leverage. Leverage the platform. Leverage the effort you've already put in. Leverage the people you've put time and investment into getting to know. You have so much wealth, and what typically happens is people start out planting seeds, then they cultivate, and then instead of going to harvest, they plant some more seeds and cultivate. And they get big vanity numbers. They got all kinds of interactions, communications, but there's nothing, that's hitting the pocketbook. So, you got to and if that's your intention and you're successful, God bless, because that's great. I love when people say, I am so thrilled with my experience on LinkedIn. I am getting such a wonderful payback for whatever currency they're talking about. But, that's not what I'm hearing. The intention most people is they want more lead generation, business development, monetization, opportunities. There's such a wish list. It is like Christmas. The key is, are you deserving? You hardly ever get what you need or want, but you usually get what you deserve. And that's the key, is if it's harder, you got to get stronger. My whole campaign is muscle up. There's a saying, don't ask for a lighter load, ask for broader shoulders. And I think today on LinkedIn, you can really pump up and still not make a dent, you know, roar like a lion. And the key is to demonstrate that to your connections, because they're looking to roar too. And you got to be what you're expecting other people to be and show it and prove it. And that's another key thing when I look at connections. Until you ask people, are you ready to do something? Do you know what their limitations are? And why not? While you're waiting for some to happen, make some happen with the people you've already earned and have access to. And instead of waiting for something to happen, like when this happens, I'll do this. Well, do a little that right now to get ready for that. And look at everything as an audition, as an interview. Every time you step foot on LinkedIn, how do you show up? Is it lazy? Is it like you would for the biggest job interview or financial opportunity of your lifetime? Because if you start thinking of it that way, you'll create that opportunity because it's already in your vision. And once you have that, and success is a mindset and an attitude, that's what gets attractive to other people. People are like elevator buttons. Some take you up, some take you down. You want to be the ones going up. So, going forward, recognize people, comment, but do it really, really professionally and respectfully, and you'll shine. It's so easy to shine on LinkedIn because there's so few people to do anything. People do anything, they kind of mail it in, check a box. Why not outperform by adding a few more seconds, another line, another invitation? If you're sitting around wondering what to do, get in there and get a connection and make a conversation happen. Sometimes people look at everything as too direct instead of looking at something and saying, when I look at a conversation, I'm looking at a strategic opportunity. It might be a learning opportunity. Everybody has a viewpoint. Everybody has an experience. I think leveraging knowledge sharing is the top of the top. And once you can get to that, the ultimate goal I have is be the ultimate connector on LinkedIn. Bring value to two at once with something you already have in house. Always sell what you have in stock in a sense. And the other key thing is get out there and be visible. I've got a LinkedIn Live program that's like just unbelievable. And I'm not hyping it, but it works because all I do is share what I do every day, how I do it. And if I can do it, anybody can do it, for one thing. The second thing, it duplicates, and someone can all of a sudden transition into highly successful. Wouldn't that be cool? Do a few adjustments and boom, you're there. And not only that, but it's open field. So if you're interested, check out my website, reach out to me, share this if you feel like it has value and other people could benefit from it. Tune in at my show every morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time, 7 days a week. And happy to help, happy to support, excited by what I'm seeing and doing, hopefully having the ability to help individuals out there get to where they're going a little sooner, better, and faster. I guess that's like sooner. So anyways, thanks again.